May I come in, sir? May I come in, sir?
आइए, please come. आइए, please sit down.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
afternoon, sir.
afternoon. So, Abhijeet, are you called Abhijeet or are you called Rajendra?
Abhijeet, ma'am.
Just Abhijeet.
Yes.
And Rajendra is your surname?
Father's name.
Father's name. And Patil is your son?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And where do you live?
I live in Dhule's city of Maharashtra, ma'am.
Maharashtra. Right. And your interview is in English?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what are you good at? Tell me, what is your hobby?
Ma'am, my hobby is watching vlogs on travel and tourism.
Oh, that's very nice.
And I also pursue Vipassana meditation.
Vipassana.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you read? Do you read at all? Read?
Yes,
Reading?
not very frequent, but I do like to read Marathi literature.
You read Marathi literature. So tell me about some big shot writer in Marathi which you have read.
Ma'am, I read V.S. Khandekar.
Khandekar.
Yes. I also read many of the books of Mr. Pula Deshpande.
Oh,
Yes.
very good.
Yes. And also some of the books of Mr. Vishwas Patil.
Okay. So tell me about Marathi literature. Whatever little I know, I'll tell you. That in Maharashtra, there is a culture, old culture of drama, of theatre, of songs and many cultural activities, writing. So do you sing or do you like these activities?
Singing, ma'am, I
You
don't
don't
have
sing.
much
Doesn't
knowledge.
matter. Just an ordinary question. But do you like participating in public organizing some dance, drama, theatre? Do you watch theatre? Let us put it this way.
I watch some of the theaters. I mean, but not. I don't have that much knowledge about technicalities. I just
So
watch
that's okay.
as a
Suppose we
recreation.
watch a film, Marathi film.
Yes.
We also watch. It's dubbed. We don't understand Marathi, but it's dubbed, so we
Yes.
understand what's
Yes.
going on. Okay, doesn't matter. Tell me about nuclear war. So I read yesterday, that Mr. Putin said there may be a nuclear activity in Ukraine. So now people started saying there might be third world war. So do you agree to that or you think it's just threat?
Ma'am, keeping in the view the recent Russia-Ukraine conflict with the countries like Sweden and Finland are trying to join NATO. And
Right.
also Russia has also miscalculated their efforts in the current Russia-Ukraine crisis. I think this is more of a aggressive posturing by
Right.
Russia.
Right.
And
So like a threat.
yes, it is threat. But we should take it seriously, I think.
But America said something also. The other side, America has also said something about Ukraine war and how they will help. They've given a huge list of, whatever things they will supply, all that they will do. So, what do you think America's stance is?
Yes, ma'am. America recently announced their assistance to Ukraine in terms of arms and ammunition. I think it is it is their attempt to counter Russia and to weaken its economy so that war gets prolonged and Russian overall system gets weakened.
They suffer.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the idea, I think. Anyway, so tell me about Human Development Index. You must have heard or read,
Yes.
right? So, what is this index about?
Ma'am, it is published by UNDP and it has three major pillars which include quality of life in terms of health, education, and also it considers the national income.
The national. Okay, now regarding health, let us take up. So, health is a very major indicator because
Yes.
if people are not well, they can't perform.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
they can't perform, they're nobody. So, what can be the inputs into health further? We already have inputs. What do you think can be a good input into health sector?
Ma'am, as prescribed by national health policy, government should increase the spending on public health from current 1.3% to the target of 2.5%, and to reduce the out-of-pocket expenditure of the poor, we should focus on building public infrastructure in tertiary healthcare, and there is need to strengthen primary healthcare in rural and semi-urban regions.
areas. Because if, like Mr. Modi said, that if you invest in health, then there can be lot of improvement in overall.
Yes,
Suppose you give a poor person a paracetamol which costs 4 annas, 25 paise, whatever. So then it is easy for him to buy it or even eat it free.
yes.
But if he has a liver problem and he can't manage it, then you have to put him into some national college or medical college,
Yes.
right? Sir, please.
Well, Abhijit, I will start with your from your hobbies
Yes,
and extracurricular activity. You were Jal Mitra for Pani Foundation.
yes, sir.
What was your role as Jal Mitra?
Sir, I was a village level coordinator where my job was to assist the people of village to take up the survey of their water resources, and I was also involved in digitizing the data so that the water resources can be geotagged.
This Pani Foundation, who is the chairman of Pani Foundation?
Sir, it is founded by Mr. Amir Khan and Ms. Kiran Rao, and the current CEO of Pani Foundation is Mr. Satyajit Bhatkal.
So, do you draw any inspiration from Kiran Hazare?
Yes, sir. Sir, he has been very instrumental in the field of rural development in his own village, that is Ralegaon Siddhi. He has took the path of watershed management and community development so that the overall income of the village can be increased, and it is also made drought free in a span of some years.
Now, Abhijit, my worry is that this example of outstanding, good example of Ralegaon Siddhi has not been replicated in many parts of Maharashtra. If we really see one example where it has, the whole thing has been replicated, that is only Hivre Bazaar.
Yes, sir.
By Mr. Popat Pawar.
Yes, sir.
Why it has not been scaled up to cover other parts of Maharashtra, particularly dry areas of Vidarbha and Western Maharashtra? Because when you have the technology, because what Mr. Anna Hazare did, he used the local technology of check dams, of
Yes,
small ponds to recharge the water bodies, aquifers, and then land development issues, watershed development, all those things were taken up by. So why the similar? Hivre Bazaar is the only example which can be quoted in different fora, but not many other villages. There are thousands of villages in Maharashtra. So what is the problem?
Sir, the model of Hivre Bazaar is excellent to replicate in the drier, drought-prone regions, but the problem which is observed is that there is no frequent follow-up of the activities. Once the watershed management program is done, villagers no more. It is found that villagers no more are encouraged to take up the follow-up activity in the coming years, and also there is the problem of political interference or the lack of.
But when there is an increase in their income, because watershed activity means what? It will increase the productivity of their land.
Yes, sir.
More water will be available, which will benefit the farmers immediately. So there is no reason that he should not be encouraged.
Sir, along with watershed management, what is essential is water budgeting. If we see that the income of the farmers is increasing with good crops, they get diverted towards taking up the cash crops like sugarcane, and it is harmful for overall water table in the region.
Okay, now coming to your second hobby, you said Vipassana meditation.
Yes, sir.
So how many steps are there in Vipassana meditation?
So broadly, there are 3 steps. First is Shila, that is morality. Second is Samadhi, which is concentration, and third is Pradnya, which is actual implementation of Vipassana.
The first step is this meditation, Anapan meditation.
Yes, Anapana.
Anapan is different from mindfulness and transcendental meditation.
Sir, Anapana's objective in Vipassana is to achieve with a good concentration for and preparing a person for Pradnya. But sir, sorry, I'm not aware about the mindfulness meditation.
My last question. 2 days back, there was a bilateral agreement signed with EU,
Yes.
European Union. The president of EU was here. Are you aware?
Yes, sir.
What was the outcome of that? bilateral?
I beg your pardon, sir, I don't.
You have any council, trade and technology council has been set up?
Yes, sir, yes. But I don't have in-depth idea.
Mr. Abhijit.
Yes, sir.
So, Abhijit, you tell me, do we still continue with the problem of Sri Lanka, or the Sri Lanka troubles are over?
No, sir. The Sri Lanka is still in trouble because its issue of sovereign debt is not solved, and they are still looking up.
They already defaulted or not?
Yes, sir. They declared their bankruptcy,
Mhm.
but still various lenders are looking up for restructuring of the loans. Like China recently said that they will look up into the issue of Sri Lanka, and their bailout package is also not sanctioned yet, finally sanctioned by IMF and World Bank.
The problems are there.
Yes, still are there, and,
And I think India has given some line of credit to them.
yes, sir.
Besides the line of credit, what else India can do to enhance its position with respect to Sri Lanka?
Sir, Sri Lanka's problem lies deep in economic crisis, which increased due to the COVID lockdown. So India can help.
Why? We also suffered, but we have not having this situation. Why in that island country the situation became problematic?
Sir, because Sri Lanka's greater part of economy depends on tourism, especially international tourism.
Okay.
And also the exports of tea suffered during the COVID lockdown. And there are other populist policies like reducing the tax rates and also the ban on chemical fertilizer, etc. all added up to the economic crisis of Sri Lanka.
Very good. Tell me, in other neighborhood, that is Myanmar, there is some problem created by Buddhist nationalists and their army put together. What exactly they have done?
Sir, army took over the civilian government in the coup, and the elected civilian government was thrown out of the power. And army alleged that there were irregularities in the government, so the overthrowing of a democratic government was one of the issue.
What is happening to Rohingyas?
Sir, Rohingyas are the Bengali speaking minority in Myanmar, and they are trying to push them out of the country because of their ethnic minority. And now they are outpouring in Bangladesh and India.
How many Rohingyas may be there all over the world? Everybody put together, how many Rohingyas?
Sorry, sir, I don't know the population.
And how many in India?
No, sir, I'm not.
No idea. Are they here to create some problem? Any problem which is attributed to Rohingyas here?
Yes, sir. Indian intelligence agencies are saying that there is threat because they are persecuted minorities. They may get radicalized and cause the problem to national security.
Very good. So that may be one aspect, that they are good target for the jihadist.
Yes, sir.
Any other thing we could
Sir,
share with them?
they may create social imbalance or demographic challenges in Northeast India because it is neighboring to Bangladesh and Myanmar. So that may be one issue. That's it.
That's all. No? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Abhijit, from which area you would like me to ask questions, whether your state, your geography, optional, mechanical engineering, current affairs, hobbies,
Sir,
or combination of all, whatever you like.
I will prefer combination with special focus to Maharashtra.
Maharashtra. Okay, then let's start from Maharashtra only. Okay, what is this Lata Dinanath Mangeshkar Memorial Award?
Sir, it was the first award given.
What is this award? Then we will come to that the first award has been given to whomsoever it has been given. So first of all, you tell me what exactly that is. Lata Dinanath Mangeshkar Award. Who is Dinanath? Who was Dinanath?
Sir, Master Dinanath was the father of late Lata Mangeshkar.
What were his contribution?
Sir, he was also a very famous musician
Okay.
and also a good singer.
And Lata Mangeshkar, Nightingale of India. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So this memorial award instituted what for?
Sorry, sir, I did not read.
In 5 fields it will be given. It is given rather. We have already started giving. Huh? So to whom this has been given this time, and whether at all it has been given only to one person or to 5 persons in 5 fields.
Sir, as far as I know, our Honorable PM was awarded by this award. But
Was he the only one?
sorry, sir.
And in which field? There are 5 fields related with this particular award. In which field he was given?
Sir, I need to look into that.
Okay, so related with your state only.
Yes, sir.
1 MLA and 1 MP has been booked under which law?
Sir, they were booked under Section 124A of the Indian Penal Code.
Okay, section 124A, sedition law.
Yes, sir.
When sedition law was introduced in our country?
Sir, it was introduced during the British era.
A year approximately? 1860, 70, 1870 approximately? Yeah, any other year?
I don't know.
Anyway, does this law find place in our constitution?
Sir, the basic objective of 124A was
I am not asking about 124A. I will come to that later. My question here is whether at all it finds place in our constitution, sedition.
no, sir.
Nowhere mentioned, hai na?
No, sir.
But it has survived
Till that.
for
Uh,
that section which you have mentioned. Okay? That is 124A or 1 of IPC. Huh? Okay. So now you tell me that freedom of speech and expression, through which constitutional amendment reasonable restrictions were imposed on this freedom of speech and expression?
Sir, they were in the constitution from the beginning.
Which amendment? I am not asking from the beginning or what. Were these there in the constitution itself? My question here is, through which constitutional amendment reasonable restrictions were imposed on freedom of speech and expression?
Sir, as far as I know, the Article 19(1) lists
Through
down-
which constitutional amendment?
No.
It was very first constitutional amendment which inter alia includes what? Some reasonable restrictions on freedom of speech and expression through very first constitutional amendment. Okay, now you tell me whether it is a right thing to get rid of sedition law or
Sir,
to scrap sedition law.
Sir, looking at its misuse for silencing the political activists, and I think it is a good time to do away with this act, because there are other sections available which can be invoked as per the requirement, and the other laws also have the safeguards available with them. So I think we can do away with sedition.
Okay, your Jalmitra, how this quality of yours, that you are Jalmitra, will help the farmers who are committing suicide in some of the districts of Maharashtra?
Sir, one of the major reasons of suicide in Maharashtra is the failure of crops due to the low moisture in the September and October months.
One, yeah, actually let's come to that very point only, that this is one, whatever you have said. Rain shadow area or rain fed area are there. Okay, next, what is the reason?
Sir, as
Okay,
sir,
go ahead.
reasons of suicide.
I'm telling you, we will start from that point only, that okay, reasons for suicide, then we will come to Jalmitra, your quality. Yeah.
Sir, there are also other socio-economic reasons. In economic reasons, sir, there is lack of institutional credit facilities for farmers, and they depend heavily on local
Money lenders.
money lenders.
Okay, good. Number 2. Number 3.
Sir, there are social reasons like dowry and marriages and unemployment.
These are at other places also. What else?
Sir, the input cost of the farming has increased so much due to the modern inputs.
That is also there in other states. What else?
Sir, there is lack of
Something related with cropping pattern also?
yes, sir.
What is that?
Sir, if you see, majority of the suicides are committed in the cotton belt of Maharashtra.
Cash crops.
Yes, and
Okay.
but cotton has high failure rate because of the attack of bollworms and other vagaries like
Okay.
hailstorm.
Now, my question here is, if you get your own cadre and if you are posted in one of such districts of Maharashtra, which is having this farmer suicide problem, then what other measures would you like to undertake?
Sir, firstly, I will try to implement all the government schemes which are
Yeah, let's talk about government scheme. So let's come to centrally sponsored scheme first. So now you tell me. You are Jalamitra also. So which is the important scheme which you would like to implement? You are Jalamitra.
Sir, I will work on the PM Krishi Sinchay Yojana.
Okay, but prioritize Krishi Sinchay Yojana. Okay, good. If you can prioritize, priority is must. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Then I will try to implement the state government.
Let's talk about central government first, and then we will come to state government. What else? Whatever you have said, that's right. What else?
Sir, I will try to provide the irrigation facilities through the scheme, more crop per drop scheme, which is the
Okay, next. Jalamitra, I again remind you, you are Jalamitra.
sir, I will try to implement Atal Bhujal Yojana.
Okay, that is also there. Yeah, again, very important. Are you aware of Jal Shakti Abhiyan?
Yes, sir.
What is that Jal Shakti Abhiyan and what is the important slogan given for that Jal Shakti Abhiyan? Flagship scheme of Ministry of Jal Shakti.
Sir, Jal Shakti Abhiyan is a campaign for harvesting the rainwater and
That's right. Catch the rain is the important
catch the rain. Yes, sir.
important slogan related with that. Since these areas are rain fed, so we have to catch the rain. We have to conserve water in situ.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
This is the most important scheme which should be implemented vigorously. What else?
Sir, apart from the water management, I think there should be due focus on identifying the farmers which are in distress, like the farmers having a high level of indebtedness. And
So
also,
what should we do? Yeah.
sir, as a district administration, these farmers should be identified and the counseling should be done.
Good.
And help of local community and NGOs can be taken so that they can be absorbed in appropriate government support scheme.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.